Hey guys, it's Haley and I am back with another video. So, I have a few updates to chat with you about. I have a couple things I got online, what I'm currently working on, and then we're going to do a craft with me. So, updates on the secret word. So, I did, in my last video, I put up another secret word. And thus far, I have 4 ladies that have done it. I will check up until midnight tonight, leave it up for one day and add an additional person if an additional person does the word. However, today I received 2 of the packages back, 2 of the envelopes. Not the Canadian ones, 2 of the US ones. And I double checked, I looked online, I looked even when you just Google US postage, first class, up to 3 ounces. And that will cover up to 3 ounces. The heaviest package was 2.64 with labels and everything on it. It was 85 cents if you go to the post office or 80 cents if you ship from home. I put 2 stamps, forever stamps on them, and online, one thing said it was 50 cents, one thing said it was 49 cents. Either way, way more than covered it. Then there was that was if it was rigid or non-rigid. It's not rigid, it can be flexible. Then I called the post office and I was talking to them. I was like, I did all my research. This is exactly what it is. Gave her the size measurement. She said, yeah, it's under the size. She was like, well, is it semi-rigid? I was like, are you kidding me? Like, well, you can't bend them in half. And she was like, well, it's not really online, but there is a semi-rigid category. And she was like, but I looked on here, and even if it was semi-rigid, it's 95 cents if shipped from home, $1 if shipped from the post office. And I shipped from home, and there's either 98 cents or $1 of postage. So they should not have been sent back, but I'm going to take them up to the post office as is with an extra envelope in case I need to stick it back in and talk to them, because the lady said they shouldn't have been returned. And like I said, they all went out the same day to the same place at the same time. So I'm sure it was one person got these 2 that they were sorting and didn't know the rules or whatever and sent them back and maybe they were thinking, oh, 3 ounces, you need 3 stamps. No. So, I'm going to wait a couple days till I finish the new secret word envelopes, and I'm going to take them all to the post office together. That way, if just so happens any of the other ones come back, I can take them all at the same time and do that. In saying that, the new people that win, please do not put your address in the comments. Not just for safety reasons, but also, I don't want weirdos like trolling my comments looking for people's addresses to send old underwear or something weird. Or people that have trolled the comments and to get people addresses to do a forced swap initially. Oh, I just wanted to send you something, and then you feel bad and have to send them something in return. So please don't leave your address in the comments. My email is always in the description. I put all my contacts, and my email is just my first and last name at yahoo.com. And let's see. Previous winner. Oh, so the people that have already won, I'm going to let some people that haven't won yet, do it. Have priority over it. If you've already won, let's wait a little while. And you are welcome to, give the secret word and let me know that you're watching or whatever. But let's wait a while if you've already won recently. Now, the one that I hate doing, but I'm going to have to make it US only. Because if those Canadian ones get sent back, and I have to do some larger envelope or whatever, it's going to be between $6 and $7 to ship those. And, you know, $1 or $1.50 and $6.50 to $7 is a big difference. And I won't be able to do as many. And then, you know, what if someone from, you know, India wants to do it? I mean, even to ship an envelope like that, it'd be $20. So I'm going to make it US only. Obviously, if you have already entered, we've already spoken, you've already got your package or whatever happened, you obviously will still be getting your envelope. So don't worry about that. Nothing's changed from the ladies from before or the ladies that, yeah. So just going forward, I'm going to make it US only. And I think that was all. Secret word. 2 envelopes returned. And the 2 that were returned, just so you know it might be delayed, are Bridget and Veronica. And it was Veronica. One of them was the bright package, and that one of them was the heaviest out of all of them, and that was one that got returned. The bright packages weighed a little bit more. So those are Bridget and Veronica. Previous winners, let others win. No addressing comments. We're good to go. So I got just a couple more things in from Aliexpress. This is a stamp set. I've always really wanted the postcard stamp. I wish it said, you know, the carte postale instead of card postal, but, you know, whatever. There's a ticket, a globe, the little mail wiggles, destination. Don't know at all what that means, but it's something. I like, or this. What is that? What is that? I don't know. I like the compass, film strip, and all these cool vintagey things, and then there's like a sandal. What is that? Anyway, this was under $3. I believe it was like $2.60. Then I got this little box of flower stickers, and it was under $1. And they are really pretty, like botanical style stickers. So, very excited about those. And that is all that I received thus far. I did not receive any Aliexpress today. So, what I've been working on while I was in the other room, in the living room, I had some packaging and I was playing with these. I want to make some little trifold journaling spots or trifold. I think I might Mod Podge these to give them some strength, and or put like fabric taped on them so they're like little books with a binding, and have like little journaling card spaces on each flap that folds open, you know. I've got a vertical one here. Oh wait, it goes like this. And once they get inked up and everything, here's a big one. I just rounded the corners of a trifold square. Nothing fancy. But I have been doing another big mini project that I just started. I did the cover last night. And I wanted to use, so I'll show you the cover first. This, I know, is blank on the edge, and that's because I didn't want anything folded over that I would have to cover the inside, because this is my favorite, like, packaging from the little ice cream treats. I just love the pattern on that. So what I'm going to do to make it look more finished is do some sewing with large embroidery floss around the edge, like mismatched sewing. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do little X's or if I'm just going to do like loop round and round. So that will make the edge look more finished. And then of course I'll do some collaging and decorating on this. And I wanted this to be a mini booklet, not a full junk journal, but like a mini booklet to go inside something larger, like a big project. Then I went through and pulled out some papers and a couple little things, and it's like, do I want to make it smaller? Oh, and I'm doing fabric washi along the edge, so that will be covered. So, I have just put together some simple, you know, papers, and a lot of it is for writing. So the ones that have spaces like these, I may put one of my little trifold things, you know, just clipped to it vertically or sideways or whatever. Or I'm also going to make some mini little like 2 or 3 page books to go in here. And I'm going to be tea dyeing this, or coffee dyeing this. I just wanted to show you first. And then this is the pharmacy bag. And I used the top section so that the bottom section would be saved for just another project. This is some really cool plain craft paper. I believe Laura Decker gave me that. And another of the vintagey color writing sheets. This was some leftover paper from the swap. Most of the paper samples and everything, I would pull out a few and then the sets went out. But a couple people sent, like, you know, just a few sheets from a collection, and I would put together things, but some got left over, and there was 3 sheets of this. And it's actually a really cool paper, and I'm glad to have it. But anyway, I thought this would look cool in here. This is just like a ledger sheet. Some of my vintage, the real vintage sketchbook paper. Another little lined sheet. This is just an old book page, which again, I'll do, you know, clip something to so that, or maybe gesso a section, something like that. And then this, I did one of my little upside down envelopes, but the ends had to be cut off to make it small enough. So I decided, instead of cutting the top at all, it's closed like a normal envelope, I cut the ends off, left them open, and I made little staples in the corner so that this will still act like the normal tuck spot, and it will still have 2 pockets. They will just be from each end. And of course, I'm going to make all the pages look mishmash, you know, go every which way, like so. And then I will add some little bits in there. So the big project I'm working on has like different options and different variations, and I want them all to have kind of a big project in there, you know, a big mini project. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to do a pamphlet stitch, the normal 3 holes. You have, you know, your string hanging out in here. So you would go in, out, in, out. You see? In, out, in, out. So you have, and you can leave 2 strings out to tie, or you can do it the opposite. Leave your binding in the center. You would have, you know, your string right here. You would go out, in, out, in, like that. So I'm going to do a simple pamphlet stitch with that. I did put together another section of things I want to do a more spring journal, and then kind of a really grungy one. So I don't know if I'll do it in this Mother Goose thing, but I had also pulled out these old Tim Holtz cut-aparts, and these were from, it was like an ideology, like holiday themed one, and this sheet had all of the spring bunny cut-aparts. And yeah, so I pulled those out, and I just pulled some things that I thought would be springy. I don't know if I'll use this, but I might. Tea dye it. This is really cool. So I could actually bind it in and make this the center of the signature if I wanted. I have another couple pages of the Alice in Bible Land. And the funny thing is, they make her go through the, the looking glass into Bible times. Like, this is the back of it. She's walking through a Bible mirror. I just think that's a cute thing, but that's just weird. This is some vintage, probably 80s or 90s little stationery. I wanted a sheet of my classic pink one. This is dye that looks really cool. And then these are actual vintage coloring book, children's coloring book pages. And I want them to be used vertically. So what I think I'm going to do is start, like, I'll just use, put some chipboard under it and make a slice here with my craft knife and then cut around. Or I may just use my cutter and, you know, make a perfect square so that this is cut out, and then I can save these cool little borders. Because look at these. I don't know, maybe I'll just fussy cut those out and then do the lamb square. I liked this picture of the bunny best, but it's talking about the plants, labeling the plants. This is the one where it's labeling the rabbits, but it's kind of a big picture. But in a big book, it will be fine. And that's all. Look how cool these are. That's how you can tell how old it is. And of course the color. And then these were just some stationery sheets that my friend had given me. And I just thought they're really cool and vintagey. I love the flowers at the bottom. So I had pulled those out, and initially they were kind of mixed in with this. But I want to do this one more pretty and then make a really grungy one, probably in this book that I took apart already. It's just a mess, and I will, you know, be doing some stuff to the cover as well. This is real onion skin paper. Let me show you. I hope you'll be able to see the watermark. It says right up top, there's a watermark, clear copy onion skin. So this is actual vintage real onion skin paper that, again, same friend Carrie, when I first got into junk journaling before I did my, before I started my channel, when I was, you know, doing all those other little projects, me and her would hang out sometimes every day or multiple times a week. And a lot of times, like, I had everything I owned first in one of those, like, plastic tubs, and then it was like 3, and my fiance would help me and take the whole thing over there every day, and we would do crafting and share everything. Anyway, this is actually from, I believe, yeah, this is from the original glue book or junk journal that I started when I was 14 in a I took a photography class, and once you got your projects done, like, you had a certain amount of time to do it, and if you got them done early, you had to work on something else. And so I started a little glue book junk journal kind of thing. And my mom, they were, when the library gets rid of old books, like public libraries, they sell them, but at the school, at least at her school, they offered them in the teacher's lounge. The teachers could take them, and she actually found one on photography. And photography, you know, classic film photography. Yes, I took a film photography class. So, yeah. And I worked in the dark room and everything. And, yeesh. This I had pulled out with it. I don't know if I'll use that at all. This would actually go better in, like, the spring one, and that's what I pulled it out for, but then I was like, And then there's one of these. This is really cool. This was from an old crepe paper pad. And there's another one. Just same thing. So, yes. Oh, I didn't show you this. This is a real vintage, you know, little graph paper sheet from an old business here. Midwest Mill and Supply Company. And I think when my fiance's grandpa passed, he was like a bigwig in the Oklahoma Tax Commission, and when they cleaned out his office, they took everything, like office supplies and everything, and I think that old ledger sheet was from there. So, that is what I've been working on. again, I want to do some stitching around the edges, but now that I've showed you everything, before I stitch it together, I kind of want to start doing little things or making some little things to go with it. Oh, I had pulled this paper out because it reminded me of, you know, since I had the kids writing paper. Again, this is really old crepe paper. But I pulled out some stuff to make little, won't this make a really cool cover of like a little mini booklet? You could do it this way, or you could cut it like this and make a tiny fold in half little book. Just depends on what you want. Or you can make one of those little booklets where you just fold a piece of paper over the top and staple it, or use fabric, or however you want to do it. Those are really cool. These are some of the scraps that I saved. And I also want to do a very like messy torn thing next. So this is for one of my, you know, big projects coming up. Actually, let's start doing some little messy things because I've been really wanting to start making some really messy clusters and things like that. I'm going to grab my coffee and tea dyed or vintage bowl or box. And these are my vintage scraps and book page scraps. I also have these that I wanted to do an embellishment on, so hey, let's do that. I think I want this, no, I'm gonna wait because I want that coffee dyed, like the base coffee dyed. This is a nice coffee dyed piece of paper. I want to make this a little booklet, I think. Now, the option is, do I want to like tear the edges or use my torn scissors? Let's do the torn scissors for now, and once I get braver, I'll just straight up start ripping them up. Other question is, do I want the whole thing looking like that? And I think that's a yes. I don't care that it's not straight. I didn't cut it straight. That's fine. All right. Let me grab my little ink. This is tea dye. Where's my sponge? I was using this with antique linen. So this I think I got for the tea dye and the darker ones. Alright, let's see how long it's going to take to really, oh, it's working. Usually it takes a while to kind of, what do you call it, season a sponge. Like once the ink really starts getting in there and building up, it works a lot better. All right. That's good for now. Wait. Inner pages. Now I want to do like a little booklet thing. I do have some of these little things. These I had coffee or tea dyed, I don't know, a long time ago. I could use with something, little journaling spots. I don't know why those are in there, but oh, because I still needed to do some stuff with the edges, but we can use those. That will be a good layering piece. Let's use some of these. Ooh, I think I have 3 of those. We could just make those the pages. I love digging through this. It's just so nice and grungy. Alright, these are the different like little dyed papers or dyed papers that I did. And I could use a couple in here and then just do like a little something else in the center, because I just want this to be like a little extra thing, you know? I think I kind of like that. I will tear a strip off of the end of each of those, or just, yeah, just on one end before I fold it in half. And then let's do like a single thing. I think that's a little too big. Yeah. Should we have that right here or do it like last? I don't know. For some reason, I like that. And I'm going to do something to the edge of that. Okay. Sodite. Yeah. Alright, I need to get to making some more stiff. These are all the coffee and tea dyed stuff. I had tried it on glossy paper, and it doesn't work as well, but something comes out. Don't know if it's what you want, but something comes out. That's way too small. Okay, I'm done digging. Make a choice. Alright, I want this to be slightly smaller. So take a little bit off of this end. And I can save that for a little embellishment cluster. Which end? I'll take it off of this end. And then this is going to be really tiny once I tear around all of the edges. And then, I don't know if my stapler would go through, but I actually like to with thin, you know, things where it's just a few sheets, I like to actually sew down the middle. So I will probably, we can decorate the front and everything, and then I will wait to sew it, you know, after we're done with the video. Because we only have a few more minutes before it's going to fill up. Now I want something on the back of that. Maybe that was a bad choice. Should we I feel like 2 pages isn't a good number. It needs to be like at least 3 pages or more. What other, I think I have like some like vintage looking, like already kind of pre-aged stuff. It's not quite there. Here's all of my like lined and papery scraps. But like I said, most of it's all fresh and new still. Now, if I did this, and I did just like a part of it, and you could journal and then it would be like ephemera in the middle. Nah. But because I'm not doing that, I need something else, and I need it fast. I guess we could do a book page in between those. No harm in that. And then I will go and put, excuse me, a little gesso or something. Or I might go back in with that. Either way, let's do something with the front. And because I think I want to, we need to decide if it's going to be vertical or horizontal, you know, obviously, before we start decorating. And I kind of like vertical. I don't know why. I just do. We could even use a little bit of that inner thing in it. Could use some of this. Some pretty messy things, and then maybe some fabric and or mesh, and that'll be it. Alright, so do we want to do like a little thing along the edge? Oh, sorry, I bumped you. I want it to be really grungy and messy. Oh, I did have that really cool little scrap that I saved from what is that? Some mulberry paper, and I have some more. I think if I had more white, I do. Let's make the middle of it this like white mulberry. No, I keep changing my mind. I think I need to stop messing with it, but there's my idea. You guys saw what I'm doing. Update on the secret words. Oh, one last thing really quick. I went through all of my planner stuff, and this is a ton of mostly printables and things, but there is a whole lot of it. If anyone is doing a lot of planning, or, you know, again, it's a lot of printables. If you have all the newest stuff all the time, you probably already have these. But if you might need some, email me, because I need to give this away. I have some other, you know, that I found later that are with the beginners set, but this is all separate. So let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.